Fox Sports Detroit is presented by Bell Tire. This past June, the Tigers brought out the big bats in Texas. They hit 4 home runs against Colby Lewis, including 2 from Brennan Bosch. Lewis leads All-American League starters, allowing 26 home runs. The Tigers perhaps will have some balls flying out of Comerica Park here tonight. Should be an interesting series as we welcome into downtown Detroit Game 1 in this 3-game set featuring the visiting Texas Rangers and your Detroit Tigers. Hi again, everyone. Welcome to Tigers Baseball. Mario and Pemba. Ron Allen, glad to have you with us for what should be an interesting series. 2 teams right now that are leading their division. The Tigers lead the Central, the Rangers lead the West, and Max Scherzer, Rod, will take the mound in this one here tonight. In his last 4, he has been really good.
He's been commanding his fastball. He did walk 4 against Chicago White Sox 5 days ago, but that's really no issue as far as Jeff Jones, the pitching coach, is concerned. Scherzer's been throwing that fastball anywhere from 95 to 97 miles an hour. Really good breaking ball, good changeup. If he continues to throw strikes against this Texas Rangers team, he'll have some success here tonight.
All right, let's look at some of the matchups for the game tonight. We'll start with Brennan Bosch, and certainly when he came to the ballpark today, his eyes had to light up. He knew that Colby Lewis would be on the mound. The last time they faced him, he had a couple of bombs against him.
He also knows that Colby Lewis is a fly ball pitcher. He has thrown 26 home runs already this year. 17, however, have been at his ballpark, which is very hitter-friendly. But Brennan Bosch got a couple of balls up in the strike zone and hit a ball out in that jet stream into Arlington Stadium. But I'm not so sure whether they have the jet stream or not. It holds these 2 blasts that Brennan Bosch hit that night.
All right, now we know that Texas can really hit. Obviously, the Tigers can hit. The one thing we've learned about the Tigers, they can hit in the clutch and have for most part this season. They have 3 of the top guys with men in scoring position.
Well, it's one of the reasons why they're in first place as we speak, and it's also one of the reasons why Cabrera and also Victor Martinez, who are on that graphic along with Peralta, these guys are perennial 300 hitters. Michael Young also on the list. He's batting 4th tonight for the Texas Rangers. What a year he has had, but really, the all-star Michael Young has good years every single season. So you have veteran guys that really know how to slow the game down when the game is on the line.
All right, we look forward to the start of the series here tonight. Game 1 has been pushed back a little bit. We'll start at 7:15 tonight from here at the ballpark. In the meantime, we go back to the Call Sam studio now. Let's join Mickey York.
Action on Sunday for the Mariners in Seattle. Welcome back. Game time upcoming. Push back just a little bit. John Keating rejoining you from the Fox Sports Detroit Brush Fire Grill. As play began today, the Seattle Mariners were 14 and a half games behind the division-leading Texas Rangers, in spite of the best efforts of Doug Fister, who had a 3.33 ERA on that Mariner staff, better even than their ace Felix Hernandez. But since he had the skimpiest run support in all of baseball, he had a not exactly shiny record of 3-12. So he found himself on the move, and he found himself here at Comerica Park.
You know, I'm thoroughly excited. You know, David and I have been talking about quite a bit in the last couple of days, being together. You know, kind of going through this together, which is definitely nice. But you know, this lineup, you know, from top to bottom has a lot of threats to it, and it's fantastic to be on this side of the line.
Now that you've turned a page, how wearing can that be on a pitcher to feel like you're doing a really solid job, you're just not getting the results, and you're in a bottom line business?
You know, at the same time, it's more my mindset was, you know, hey, I'm going to go out there, I've got a job to do, and that's all I was looking at, you know, and so didn't really focus on what was there, what wasn't there, and so it's a matter of, you know, being a teammate and trusting one another, and you know, knowing that you're going to get your job done and be there for others.
It's interesting. Fister and Paulie both coming to Detroit in one trade. They were kind of walking alongside each other, and I said, you don't have to hang out all the time. They both laughed and said, we're throwing partners with the Seattle Mariners. It's interesting that they were packaged together and finding their way to Detroit. Paulie, as we mentioned on the pregame show, his wife is from Sawyer, Michigan. That's in the southwestern corner of the state. That's where they live in the offseason. So for Paulie, it's coming home. And a high school teammate of Doug Fister back in the day in California, Dusty Ryan, the former Tigers catcher. See, it all comes together. When we come back, rain has pushed our start time just back a little bit. Mario and Rod retake over next.
back to Comerica Park here in downtown Detroit. Cloudy, overcast here this evening. We will start this ball game, though, in a couple of minutes. The Tigers and the Texas Rangers going at it here. A pair of first-place teams in their respective divisions. A pair of teams that can really hit. Max Scherzer will be on the hill for the Tigers in this one. We'll check out the lineup for the Rangers that he will face here tonight. It is presented by the Metro Detroit Chevy dealers. And for Ron Washington's team, this is how they will line him up this evening. Ian Kinsler will lead off. He'll play second base. Elvis Andrus is playing shortstop. Josh Hamilton is in center field. Michael Young is at third, followed by Nelson Cruz, Mitch Moreland, and your bottom three of Napoli, Murphy, and your Vitor Alva.
Let's take a look at how the Tigers will line up defensively in this ball game tonight. It's brought to you by Beaumont Health System. It's Bosch, Jackson Ordonez in the outfield, Bettermeat, Peralta, Guillen, Cabrera in the infield, and Alex Avila is behind the plate tonight.
By the way, if Detroit combines for 3 or more home runs in this game, make sure you bring a copy of the box score to a participating Arby's location tomorrow, and you'll get yourself a free small order of curly fries. You can find a copy of the box score in your local newspaper or at the Tigers page at foxsportsdetroit.com. Now there's Ron Washington, the skipper of the Texas Rangers. He brought his team to the World Series last year. This year they've got an outstanding shot to get back to the playoffs. Of course, they made some moves heading into the trading deadline, and their skipper talks about the added depth they picked up in their bullpen.
Class acts. They're certainly gamers. They've shown that they can go out there and get outs, and it doesn't matter the batter. And that's what you need. And so far, Uhara been here 2 days, and he seems to be a great teammate. Mike Adams walked in here today, and he looked like he's already fitting in the clubhouse. He had a big smile on his face, and me as the manager of the Texas Rangers, I love to see that in my clubhouse when guys are smiling.
You know, by adding a couple of right-handers, you have Adams and you have Uhara. It also helps out a couple of veteran left-handers that Ron Washington already has in his bullpen in Oliver and Rhodes. He can kind of match up early in games now if he chooses to do so, and he can kind of watch his starters' innings pitch the second half of the season.
Well, there was so much talk they were going to get Heath Bell. They didn't get Bell, but they got a couple of pretty good ones. And here's why they identified the bullpen as one area they needed to shore up. You see the ERA. They've given up a lot of home runs. So Adams and Uhara, I think, will certainly help their team. They
throw lots of strikes, and they strike out lots of guys. I mean, anytime you have guys that you add to your bullpen, you love to have guys that are swing and miss guys. And the 2 guys they added, they are that.
So the Rangers come in 2 games up on the Angels. The Tigers just saw the Angels the last 4 days here. They split with Los Angeles in those 4 games. The Tigers did. And the Texas Rangers, meanwhile, dropped 2 out of 3 against Toronto. So they are coming in here with Colby Lewis getting set to make a start tonight against the Detroit Tigers. As we mentioned, it's cloudy and overcast. A little bit of sprinkles falling on and off. And we may see that throughout the course of the night, but we will start this one shortly. And the Tigers and Rangers will get set to do battle here in what should be, Rod, a very interesting 3-game series when you consider these are 2 teams battling for a lot and 2 teams that are very good offensively.
You also have a couple of general managers that built these teams to win, and that's why these 2 teams went out and got more pitching help at the trading deadline. A couple of quality teams with good hitters and some really good pitching.
Now, the last time the Tigers saw these Texas Rangers here at Comerica Park, Miguel Cabrera had a walk-off home run. And the Tigers, who knows, might have some more of this.
Well, Ron Washington, he tries to put himself in a situation, or his pitchers, he hopes that they put themselves in a situation where he doesn't have to pitch to Cabrera. Cabrera had a very good series. Inge also had a big home run in that series. Of course, Inge not here anymore, but this Tigers team real late, Cabrera will not swing the bat.
It was obviously a walk-off hit, not a walk-off home run, but the big fella is smack dab in the middle of the lineup tonight for the Tigers, who in 6 games against Texas this year is hitting a cool .400 with 3 RBIs and 3 doubles as well. Here's the scouting report on Max Scherzer tonight. It's presented by our good friends at Scott's Lawn Pro.
Well, it's all about Max and the location as far as the fastball is concerned. When he's locating the ball at the knees and he's about 95 to 97, he is really no problem. And if he's getting ahead, that allows him to get to the slider, which he's finally found the right speed that he likes to throw that with. And he did walk 4 Chicago White Sox his last time out. He will not be able to do that here against the Texas Rangers and win this game.
Max in his last 4 starts, as we told you just a few minutes ago, has looked really, really good. He has victories against Minnesota and Kansas City as well. A couple of teams within the division, but the Tigers here over the next 3 days will head outside of the division and take on these hot-hitting Texas Rangers. Certainly are playing for something themselves. And really, Rod, as we start to get into the month of August now, this is where I think you start to feel a little crackle in the air, some pennant pushes coming out for both of these teams.
No doubt. This is where if the body's ailing just a little bit when you have two first-place clubs, you don't feel those little aches and pains anymore because you're really playing for something. These two teams got together in the middle of February, and this is what you get together for. You're hoping you're playing meaningful games going into the month of August.
And they certainly are as Ian Kinsler gets ready to settle into the batter's box. We are ready for baseball here this evening. It'll be Kinsler, Andrus, and Josh Hamilton facing the right-handed offerings of Max Scherzer. Tigers at 57-51. Texas has won 61 games this year. They are 61-48. Kinsler batting .243, digs in, just about ready for baseball here tonight from Comerica. A humid evening here at the ballpark. And the first pitch is inside to Ian Kinsler.
Kinsler had the afternoon off yesterday in Toronto. Ron Washington took the luxury of resting quite a few of his position players on that artificial surface in Toronto the last few days.
1-0 is hammered to the air toward left center field. Jackson is on the run, and Austin will track it down right in front of the warning track. One gone.
Max comes in with pretty good numbers. He is 111. He has lost 6. The earned run average sits at 4.28. 114 strikeouts and 132 plus innings pitched so far this year.
Scherzer now will face Elvis Andrus. He has hit safely in his last 5 and really has had 0 success against the Tigers this season. 4 for 21. Scherzer's first pitch is ball 1 inside to Andrus. Elvis 3 homers this year. He's knocked in 38. Once he gets on base, though, he wreaks some havoc. He shows bunt and a strike called 1-1. Andrus this year with 30 steals. You think of this Texas team as a slugging team, yet they come in 3rd in stolen bases in the AL. There's a chopper back up the middle. Going to be a tough play. Forget about it. Into center field. A base hit for Andrus.
I was surprised the New York Yankees have more steals this year than the Texas Rangers do as a team. The Kansas City Royals, they don't really surprise me as far as their steals are concerned because they've been running all year. But the Yankees, I did not know they had stolen that many bags.
Agreed. You also think of the Yankees as a slugging station-to-station team, but apparently not so. Well, here's Josh Hamilton.
Well, the last couple of starts, the Scherzer has done a better job at making sure that guys that have speed like Andrus kind of stay put, which keeps his double play in order.
There's a slow roller hit towards short. Peralta fires to second. They get the out there. Just beat Andrus to the bag. 2 gone, and Hamilton is on via the fielder's choice. That'll bring up one of the hottest hitters right now, Michael Young, who has hit safely in 9 straight. And he has 73 RBIs this year.
He's a great ball player. A great ball player. Really doesn't matter where you put him, first, second, short, third, DH. He just hits. He's the glue to the Texas Rangers team.
He'll bat here with Hamilton at first and 2 outs. And he looks at strike 1.
He likes to drive the ball the opposite way. For a right-handed batter, he has a classic inside-out swing. Just about every single time that he makes contact, it's in the direction toward Jackson and Ordonez. But if you hang him a breaking ball, he will pull that to left field.
Scherzer missing inside. 1 ball and 1 strike.
Michael Young made a couple of outstanding plays playing third base yesterday. Adrian Beltre is on the disabled list, and Michael Young, who played third base last year and made quite a few errors, he was flashing some leather yesterday. Here's the 1-1.
Well, with all the talk in the offseason about how Young was not enamored with the Rangers because they've kept moving him around, and they acquired Beltre, and this is just a good guy to have around because he can play multiple. Eventually, you'll get some injuries to deal with.
And the Texas Rangers kicked the tires on acquiring Jim Thome, too. That's what set him off.
The 2-1. Swing and a miss, 2-2.
Because they had already asked him, would he be willing to go to the designated hitter position in favor of Adrian Beltre. He said yes, but then they started talking about Jim Thome. You just saw the positions that he's played this year.
Well, Young is back on track to get over 200 hits again this season. He's done that multiple years. He is projected right now for 211 hits. And Scherzer's 2-2 is whistled foul down the right field line. There was a time when Young was getting 200 hits every single season. In fact, he did it from 2003 to 2007 every year. Scherzer trying to pitch through a scoreless first inning here, just underway from the ballpark. And the 2-2. Swing and a miss. He struck him out, and Scherzer reaches back and throws it by Young. No runs, one hit, one left for Texas. Here come the Tigers in the bottom of the first. Jackson getting set to lead things off for the Tigers. The Tigers starting lineup tonight presented by Big Boy. Jackson, Bosch, Ordonez your top three this evening, followed by Cabrera in the cleanup slot. Then Victor, Johnny Peralta playing short. Then your bottom three is Guillen, Avila, and Bedemy. The Bernstein advantage brings you the scouting report on Colby Lewis. Get the Bernstein advantage. We go to bat for you.
Well, Colby Lewis would challenge you with quite a few fastballs, but his fastball location has not been all that good this year. He throws lots of fly balls, and a lot of times those fly balls find the seats. He's given up 26 home runs, 17 of which have come at his ballpark and 9 on the road. Let's take a look at the Texas Rangers defensively. It's presented by Tim Hortons. It's Murphy, it's Hamilton, it's Cruz in the outfield, Young, Andrews, Kinsler, Moreland in the infield, and Yorbit. Torrealba, he's a catcher tonight for Colby Lewis.
So Lewis ready to go, and his first pitch is pounded back out of play by Jackson.
I think we're going to see quite a few Tigers very aggressive on first pitch fastballs today from Lewis. That's his MO. He comes right after you.
Austin batting .249. Shows bunt.
Looks like Austin has been at least attempting to bunt once or twice a series since the second half began, which is a welcome sight. And for Tigers fans,
I guess if nothing else, Rod, even if he does show it, that shows up in scouting reports around the league now.
And you also start to bring in some of the corner infielders a little bit closer, and then once he starts to hit the ball on the ground in those directions, he'll get himself some easier base hits.
Wave and a miss, and Lewis has his first strikeout of the night. Jackson is out of there.
And before last year, Colby Lewis spent a couple of years pitching for Hiroshima Carp in Japan, and he was tremendous over there. He was striking out lots of batters. He wasn't walking anybody. And he really resurrected his career by pitching in Japan for a couple of years.
He has come full circle. He was originally drafted by Texas, made a stop here in Detroit, a very brief stop. Here's Bosch. And I'm sure Lewis has nightmares of facing Bosch, who homered twice against him earlier this year.
Yeah, that first fastball to Brennan was away from him. I think he would like to make Brennan hit the ball to left field today or center field. In Texas, Bosch took him deep. Both of those home runs were to right field.
1 ball, 1 strike on Bosch. 5 out of 15 in that series against the Angels. Two and 1. Colby Lewis is 32 years of age. He is from Bakersfield, California. In fact, it's his birthday today.
Good buddy Dusty Baker is from Bakersfield, California as well. Not a whole lot going on in Bakersfield, buddy.
That's what I hear. I've never been to Bakersfield. It's good to be from Bakersfield.
Yeah. Not a whole lot going on in Bakersfield.
3 and 1. Did Dwight Yoakam write a song in the streets of Bakersfield? That was a long time ago, though. Here's a 3-1 pitch. And it's high, ball 4. Bosch is on. First base runner of the night for the Tigers. It'll bring up Ordonez.
Well, we had an eventful Sunday afternoon here, partner, to say the least. And with Maglio and Verlander and Guillen and Weaver. It was some fun at the ballpark.
Well, it sure was. And certainly one of the more memorable days. There's a strike call. 0-1. It was Maglio's 2-run homer early that planted the seeds for what would happen later in the game. Carlos Guillen.
Yep.
Hit one out as well. The 0-1. Runner goes and it's fouled back.
Hit and run there appeared to be with 1 strike. Brennan didn't get a good jump, and he took about 3 or 4 steps and looked in. Jim will put the hit and run on with certain hitters with 1 strike, and Maglio is one of those guys that he trusts in that situation.
Ordonez now down to the count 0-2. Right back up the middle and into center field. An 0-2 pitch that he drills right through the box. And that'll put 2 on now for Detroit.
It was an 84-mile-per-hour cutter. Not necessarily a slider, but a cutter at 84, and right on the barrel of the bat by Maglio. Ordonez driven right back up the middle.
Here is Miguel Cabrera, who has hit 22 home runs this year. 400 this season against Texas pitching.
And we highlighted Cabrera at the beginning of this game as well, and talked about how good he has been this year with runners in scoring position. And it's really no different than the numbers he's been putting up since he put on a Tigers uniform at the beginning of 2008.
376 this year is 3rd best in the American League with men in scoring position. He's got Bosch and Ordonez aboard right now with only 1 out. The other thing you have to consider with Colby Lewis here tonight is that he has given up more home runs than any starting pitcher in the American League this year. 26. Only Bronson Arroyo has given up more in baseball over in the National League. He's given up 30. 2-0. Meanwhile on Cabrera. The plot thickening now for Lewis. And it's a ground ball to 3rd. Should be 2. Young to Kinsler onto first base. A double play. Hit it hard, but right at him. 5-4-3, inning over. 1949. Chrysler, imported from Detroit. And by Arby's, try the new Angus Cool Deli Sandwich only at Arby's. It's good mood food. Back here at the ballpark, where it's not a bad idea to have some cover tonight. Some sprinkles starting to fall here at the yard. And we are expecting this throughout the course of the evening, most of the evening. Right now we are playing. Nelson Cruz leads it off and takes ball one. Cruz, Mitch Moreland, and Mike Napoli for the Rangers. Nelson batting .262. He had to come out of their game on Friday night with a tight quad.
He didn't play again on that artificial surface. Ron Washington said before the game today that he was not going to take any chances with Cruz. He had, 3 different stints on the disabled list last year with a hamstring issue?
And once this year, so 4 times since the start of 2010.
And Ron told me as soon as he talked about the fact that he felt a twinge in that quad, he said, okay, you're coming out.
Shattered his bat, rolled it to short, where Peralta is waiting. 1 out.
This Texas Rangers team is a really good team, and they've been able to play some good baseball, even though guys like Josh Hamilton, Nelson Cruz spend a lot of time on the disabled list. But Wash told me before the game today, Adrian Beltre, without him being at third base, his presence on offense, defense, clubhouse, and in the dugout, he says they really miss him.
Yeah, and I would certainly believe that. He is a terrific all-around player. As Mitch Moreland steps in. The pitch from Scherzer is in for a strike, 0-1. I didn't know that Texas would be pitching this well after they lost Cliff Lee. They didn't get him to come back from last season, but yet their starting staff has done pretty well.
They're creative. A couple of years ago, they took C.J. Wilson out of the bullpen.
Another ground ball left side. Betamete cuts it off. 2 gone.
And they put Wilson in the rotation, and he was stellar last year. And then they did the exact same thing this spring training when they took Alexi Ogando out of their bullpen as the setup man and put him in the rotation. So they've made some wise decisions with a couple of bullpen pieces the last couple of years.
And of course, as we documented a couple of minutes ago, they have added depth to their bullpen with Adams and Uehara coming over.
Napoli had a really nice July. He's been on fire. He's not usually hitting 289.
And he looks at strike 1.
He can hit it a long way, but he usually does not hit for a lot of average.
6 for his last 12. You were talking about his July. He came off the disabled list on the 4th of July, and since coming off the DL, he's hitting .443. So that's why that average has pumped all the way up to near 300. There's a strike. 1-2 on Napoli, former Angels catcher. There's that month of July. 5 home runs in that span as well. On a line right at Betamete at third to end the inning. It's a 1-2-3 inning for Max Scherzer on her way to the bottom of the 2nd.
Yeah, I guess Weaver felt like that Magglio Ordonez stayed in the batter's box too long. He had some words for Cabrera after that inning was over. Then, of course, later on the game, Carlos Guillen took him deep. And this is not Carlos. Carlos has been here a long, long time, and I've never, ever seen him show up anybody. And, of course, Weaver took offense to that, which he should have taken offense to. And then the rest is kind of history.
Yeah, Jeff Weaver, we learned today, has a 6-game suspension, which means he'll miss probably one start. And Mike Scioscia also got a 1-game suspension.
That means he's serving his tonight or the next time they play.
There's a strike called on Victor Martinez.
Wacky game, and all that was going on, and Justin Verlander was twirling a no-hitter at the time.
I think I called him Jeff. Obviously, that was Jared Weaver. Jeff was the former Tiger. Let's drill to center field, base hit. And Victor is out. Tigers have their second hit. Meanwhile, Verlander was spinning a dandy and had everybody on pins and needles wondering if yet again they were witnessing a no-hitter.
Of course, the controversial play in the 8th inning when Eric Ibar attempted to bunt, he was given an error on the play, which a lot of people took exception to. That's part of Ibar's game, so he's entitled to bunt. And on top of that, had that other stuff not happened with Guillen and Weaver, I don't think Ibar even attempts to bunt.
Yeah, you're probably right on that. As Peralta steps in.
They know the game and they know baseball etiquette. I doubt very seriously if he would have tried to bunt had the other stuff not gone on.
What if the other stuff had happened as it did and it was a 10-0 game? Does he bunt?
No, I don't think so.
No.
Not at all.
So in other words, he wasn't that angry over what happened earlier in the game.
No, I mean the fact that it was a 3-0 spread, I mean, allows him to play his kind of game. But then again, on the other hand, as I said, I don't think they do it if it's not for the other stuff.
Drill to left field. That's a base hit. Back-to-back singles here for the Tigers.
Tigers hitters very aggressive on the first pitches seen tonight from Colby Lewis. He doesn't walk a whole lot of people. He's always around the plate, and most of his pitches are anywhere from 91 to 84 miles an hour. There's not a big separation between his off-speed pitches and his fastball.
So yet another scoring chance now for the Tigers. They have 2 men aboard, and here comes Carlos Guillen. .291 career hitter against Rangers pitching over the years. You've got Martinez at second, Peralta at first. Tigers trying to score first in this game. They had an opportunity in the first inning, but Cabrera hit into a double play, ending that frame. Fouled back out of play. 0-1 on Carlos. 5 for 13 against Colby Lewis. .385 average. Guillen, since coming back, has hit a couple of home runs. Obviously, the one on Sunday off Jared Weaver was the latest.
He's been tremendous since coming back. And it's no coincidence the offense has perked up with the addition of Guillen.
0-2. And the good news is, yes, Leland is watching him closely, but there's been no hint at all that Carlos has needed days off. I mean, he seems to be 100% and good to go.
I talk to Carlos just about every single day, and there have been times in the past where he would be very honest with me and tell me when his body was ailing. He says he feels good. And I ask him every day.
And after missing the first half of this season, you would expect that he would be fresh for the most part down the stretch here. Doesn't certainly have the wear and tear that everybody else has at this point.
But that surgery that he went through is not a very common surgery. A lot of players go through that. They never get back to being themselves.
2 balls, 2 strikes on Guillen.
So it's a testament to whoever did the surgery and also the Tigers training staff that has helped him get back to full strength.
Carlos was 3 out of 14 in that series against the Angels. He's got Martinez at second. He led off the inning with a base hit. And then Peralta followed up with a single of his own. 3 hits already for Detroit off Lewis. Bouncing ball toward the shortstop. Andrews might get 2 here. There's 1. There's 2. Tigers have bounced into 2 double plays already. 6-4-3.
Did you know, buddy, that today is Al Avila's birthday?
I did not.
Yeah, today is his birthday.
Alex's dad, Al Avila.
Don't know how many he is celebrating, but happy birthday, Al.
He did not disclose that information to you?
No, he did not.
It's all right.
I think they took care of him on the pregame show. They gave him a cupcake.
Did they really?
That's what I heard. Some rumors going around.
Did it have any candles on him? Because that would give away how old he is.
He can't get that.
No, he can't
not
get
enough room. Not enough room to get all the candles on there.
Oh, there we go. I'm sure Keating sprung for that cupcake too, didn't he? Feel free to get him a cake, Keats, instead of a cupcake. Here's the 1-0 to Alex Avila. 2 balls, no strikes. Trying to deliver a 2-out run here. Avila had a couple of hits in the series against the Angels. Martinez, the lone runner now with 2 outs, standing at third. 3 balls, no strikes.
And it looks like Lewis is kind of pitching around Avila here. Avila hitting .277 with 10 home runs, 47 driven in. He was in All-Star this year, but Bedemeet has done some nice work this year with runners in scoring position.
Strike call. 3-1. Colby Lewis also celebrating a birthday today, 32 years of age. Last year, a big season for Texas, threw over 200 innings. He struck out almost 200 last year. And he walks Avila. So 2 on again, this time with 2 outs. By the way, you can vote for your Tigers McDonald's Player of the Game, presented by the Quarter Pounder with Cheese. Using your cell phone, text Tigers followed by a space then the player's uniform number to 37338. Or if you'd like, you can vote online at foxsportsdetroit.com. 2 out runners at first and third. Bedemeet batting in the 9 slot, .279 this year. And Lewis misses low, 1-0. Bedemeet had just 6 at bats in that 4-game series against the Angels, was 1 for 6. The 1-0 pitch is ball 2. 2 balls, no strikes, and time called now by Torrealba. Torrealba, veteran guy that's been around a while. In fact, he has played on 3 playoff teams.
Hey fans, if you have your laptop handy, we invite you to follow along with Fox Sports Game Connect, the fans' ultimate online experience. Take part in the most interactive forum during Tigers games with stats, trends, live Twitter feeds, and more. It's Fox Sports Game Connect, available at foxsportsdetroit.com.
And the 2-0. It's in there, a strike, 2-1. Lewis wiggled out of a jam in the first by getting a double play ball, and he's got another one here in the second. And the 2-1. Drill to right field on a line, base hit. That'll get a run in. Score Martinez, a 2-out run for the Tigers, and it's 1-0 Detroit.
That's the main reason why they acquired Wilson Bedemeet. He was hitting .358 when they acquired him from the Kansas City Royals with runners in scoring position. And he's already got some big hits for his new club. It's a little breaking ball at the bottom of the strike zone. He just goes down to get it, doesn't try to do a whole lot with it, and able to pull it sharply into right field.
Bedemeet gets his 31st RBI of this season. That'll bring up Austin Jackson. Wilson gets his 4th RBI in a Tigers uniform. Jackson fouls it back 0-1. Austin struck out back in the first inning. Hitting just 194 this year with men in scoring position. Ball high, 1 ball, 1 strike. It's been a slow climb for Austin this year to get back up to the 250 range, where he's at just about right now. He's at 248. After that slow start, Austin was starting to swing the bat better, and then the wrist started acting up, but he's still out there. The 1-1, swing and a miss, 1-2.
The number that interests Jackson the most, and it usually interests leadoff hitters the most, that's runs scored. He scored 51 runs this year, and most leadoff hitters, they will tell you that's the only goal they have at the beginning of the season, and that's to touch home plate 100 times.
Behind in the count here, 1-2. And he just missed with it. 2 balls, 2 strikes on Jackson. Austin has hit safely in 9 of his last 11 games. Trying to increase this Tigers lead here in the second. And the 2-2. Good block there by Torrealba. 3 balls, 2 strikes, and this means the Tigers on the bases will get a head start. Right-handed batters this year came in batting just 190 against Colby Lewis. He'll step off now. Here's the 3-2. Swing and a miss. He struck him out. Jackson is gone. So are the Tigers. Not before they get a run to take the lead. And you're watching Tigers baseball on Fox Sports Detroit, presented by Bell Tire.
Out at Joe Louis Arena, and there were a fair amount of people out there, especially for the Tigers. Ramon Santiago, I have to say, of the Tigers, probably put on the best show last night. Not only did he have a fantastic costume, but that guy can move. Jose Valverde saw him out there and said, I'm not going to be shown up by him. Papa Grande went out there as well. He didn't have too much practice before he went out last night, but he also had a great time dancing out there, getting a lot of cheers from his teammates, Miguel Cabrera and all those guys. And you mentioned it is Avila Sr.'s birthday today. Well, he got one of the best birthday presents you can imagine last night. His daughter, Annalisa Avila, actually won the entire competition last night. So it was a pretty good birthday present for him. And, of course, all of it going to a great cause. Jax plays for autism, which is a great thing that's going on here in the Detroit area. Ron Mario, I'll send it back to you. Oh, wait, I missed one more thing.
What'd you miss?
Our very own Ryan Field dancing.
Yeah, we saw that video.
Way better than I would ever do. So I would say shout out to Ryan Field because he did a great job last night.
All right, Shannon, thanks. And there's no way I could ever wear that outfit that Ryan Field was wearing.
No, me neither.
You couldn't put that on?
Oh, I could put it on, all right, but no one want to see it. David Murphy leads it off. That really is a great cause, Jack's Place. Of course, our own Jim Price founded Jack's Place, or helped found Jack's Place. There's a line drive at first, right at Cabrera. And Murphy is out of there, so Scherzer continues to cruise along. One gone. And we'll bring up your Torrealba. It is to no one's surprise that Ramon Santiago did as well as he did in that competition.
He looks smooth out there.
Real smooth. Torrealba batting .257. There is Mr. Santiago. We see his moves a lot of time during caravans, in the locker room.
Tremendous man. Tremendous man.
Scherzer facing Torrealba. And there's a ball that just missed outside. Yorvit is 7 for his last 18. Low and away, 2 balls, no strikes. The type of guy that teams really love to have on their roster. Torrealba has a lot of experience catching. He's been in the big leagues a while. He's been with winning teams. Played in the postseason. There's a strike, 2-1. San Francisco, Colorado, Seattle among his stops, and even San Diego last year, handling a young pitching staff there.
We were talking about Torrealba the last time we saw this Texas Rangers team. He's played in some nice places.
Oh, that's true. Some of the nicest cities in the country, actually.
No doubt. Some of my favorite cities to go on into on the road.
What is your favorite road city?
Chicago.
Yeah. The 3-1. Driven to center field on a line. Jackson makes the running catch. 2 gone. Let's go to the studio now. Time for a game break. Here's Mickey York. All right, Nick, thank you. We'll certainly keep our eyes on that Indians-Boston game with all the rain there in Boston. So far, we've been able to skirt the heavy stuff here.
And the Cleveland Indians went into Boston and won the first game of that series last night. Asdrubal Cabrera hit a couple of home runs. He has 19 home runs now, and I think he went into this season with only 18 in his big league career.
Amazing. Breakout season, without a doubt. Popped up. The second baseman, Guillen, edge of the grass. And that's it for Texas. They go down 1-2-3. And we go to the bottom of the 3rd. As we go to the bottom of the third, on a humid night here at the ballpark, some rain falling as well. Tigers lead 1-0. 1 run on 4 Detroit hits, no runs on 1 hit for the Rangers. And the grounds crew has had to spread some of that diamond dry in the middle of the infield between innings.
It's been raining since the game started. Not a very hard rain, but nonetheless, it's been raining since this ball game began at 7:15.
So for the Tigers here in the third, it'll be Bosch, Ordonez, and then Cabrera. We've seen a smattering of umbrellas throughout the course of the night here. Bosch had a base on balls back in the first. Brennan had the biggest day of his career earlier this year in Texas. Had that 5 RBI game against the Rangers. And that was the game in which Lewis started.
Colby didn't last very long in that game. He didn't have his good stuff that day.
Tigers went on to win that game 13-7. In fact, it was Scherzer that opposed him on that night as well. Bouncer back up the middle, and it's going to find a hole into center field. Bosch out for the second time tonight.
It's what you call a seeing-eye single. Andrews, the shortstop, with real good range, but not able to get there after the ball took a really big hop and jumped into center field.
Tigers have had 5 hits tonight, all singles against Lewis. That'll bring up Maglio, who had a single back in the first. Lewis has been able to avoid big trouble early in this game because of 2 double play balls. 0-1 on Maglio. Ordonez now has been on base in 31 of the 37 that he's played in since coming off the disabled list.
And Maglio let that last fastball get deep in the zone. Looks like he's trying to hit something through that hole, which Maglio on occasion makes a living doing. When he won that batting title a few years ago in 2007, it seemed like every single time Maglio was coming to the plate, he was hitting a rocket to right field.
This time it's a line drive to left, but straight at Murphy. And then Bosch retreats, 1 out. He'll bring up Cabrera. Miguel bounced into a 5-4-3 his first time up. Four for 10 now against Lewis. Ground ball left side, base hit. This time he finds a seam, and the Tigers now have another single. 6 of them.
First pitch swinging. That's a fastball that Torrealba, the catcher, wanted off the plate outside, and Colby Lewis missed with his location. And you usually can't miss with your location to Cabrera and get away with it.
So here's Martinez, still only 1 out. Tigers now have out-hit Texas 6-1 in this game. Bosch, Cabrera, your base runners. Victor had a single to start the second, and he eventually scored the game's only run so far. Victor's average now is up to .319. He came in 6th in the American League in hitting, and by all accounts, he's going to finish in the top 10. The way he's been swinging the wand this year. 61 RBIs.
It's kind of fascinating that you really don't hear a whole lot of people talking about his power numbers being down. I guess when you're hitting over 300 and you have the kind of 2-strike batting average he has, plus the damage you're doing with runners in scoring position, I guess it's a minor concern.
6 home runs this year. And it's not that Victor has been a huge power guy, but certainly in the 20 range.
For sure.
There's a ground ball. Base hit out of the reach of Andrews. Here comes Bosch. They'll try and score him. Here's the throw to the plate. The tag. Ball is dropped. Runner is safe. And Cabrera will go to third base. Tigers lead 2-0.
You only make a decision like that if you're Gene Lamont, the third base coach. If your scouting report tells you that Murphy in left field does not have a good throwing arm. Because that was a huge gamble there. Brennan Bosch on second base. The ball squirted through the left side of the infield. I think Bosch may have been at third base as the ball was getting in his glove, but Gene Lamont sent him anyway, and Brennan Bosch, with his speed and a real good slide, able to make it safely. But you only do that if you already know that the left fielder does not have a strong arm. Look at that slide.
Foxmo captured that one perfectly.
Perfect slide.
2-0 ball game, an RBI for Victor Martinez, so he's 2 for 2.
That's why no one's talking about Victor Martinez's power numbers. The base hit machine, especially with runners in scoring position.
He's knocked into 62nd of the year. 7 Tigers hits now, all singles. Peralta batting .347 with men in scoring position. By the way, the official scoring on that last play, single RBI, E7 allowed Cabrera to get to third base. They'll charge Murphy out there and left with an error.
It's a bad error. I don't know how you really score that play, but it hit him in the glove, and the ball fell out of his glove, and then the left fielder gets an error. I don't get that.
Well, I guess he's looking at the fact that he bounced the throw in. The 1-1. There's a strike call, 1-2.
It's more heads-up base running than anything for Cabrera.
Bosch trying to cool down on a warm, humid night.
It's not California weather, young man.
Here's the 1-2. Ooh, Johnny goes fishing. Third strikeout for Lewis. Runners remain at the corners. It'll bring up Guillen. Carlos bounced into a double play back in the second. Tigers RBIs tonight for Betemit and Martinez. Sounded like he broke his bat in his shallow right, and it's going to be caught there by Cruz, ending the inning. Tigers score again, though. They get another run, and as we go to the fourth, it's now 2-0. Klondike. What would you do for a Klondike bar? A lot of diamond drive being used tonight here at the ballpark. Tigers trying to keep the infield in good shape. We've had a little bit of a rain falling from the start of this one this evening.
Heather Nabosny and her crew, they always do spectacular work. This field always looks immaculate.
Max Scherzer goes back to the hill here in the 4th inning, leading it 2-0. Tigers have pecked away on Colby Lewis. They have 7 hits in the game, and Scherzer has allowed just 1. Andrews, Hamilton, and Young in a 2-0 contest. Elvis had a base hit back in the 1st, and he looks at strike 1. In fact, the single by Andrews back at the 1st inning, the only hit that he's allowed. 1 ball, 1 strike.
Max comes in with pretty good career numbers against the Texas Rangers. They usually have quite a few right-handed batters with power that are pull hitters, and Max kind of has his way with those guys.
Bouncing ball to short, right at Johnny Peralta. Andrews is out. 1 gone in the 4th.
And JP has been pretty much as close to automatic this year as you could be at that position.
Here's Josh Hamilton. Bounce out of the 1st inning. And he looks at strike 1. Hamilton 22 RBIs in the month of July, batted .343 and really started to heat up. His 4th straight All-Star team this year. That one missed. 1 ball, 1 strike.
Playing center field tonight, but usually plays left field. And the reason why he plays left field, Ron Washington feels like it's less wear and tear on his body, and he could possibly keep him healthy the remainder of the way.
Another bouncing ball left side. Benamy diving stop to his feet. Not in time. Infield hit.
Hamilton's a big man, but he's got some really good speed for being a big guy. And once Benamy left his feet, he was not going to be able to throw Josh out at first.
Benamy was playing way off the line, which enabled him to get to that ball. Here's the AT&T trivia question tonight. Who finished 3rd behind Hamilton and Cabrera in the AL MVP voting last season?
Good question.
Josh 1st, Miguel 2nd. Who was 3rd? Strike 1 on Michael Young.
Hamilton does have the green light, but he does not run as much as Andrews or Kinsler, a couple of the table setters that Ron Washington has. But he will turn his guys loose to run when they want to run. Unlike Sosha, who just left here, the manager of the Angels, who has no green light for anybody.
Young struck out back in the 1st. He's hit 9 home runs this year, but his 73 RBIs, an outstanding total this year for Michael Young.
And Michael Young has been prone to hitting quite a few double plays this year. He's grounded into 13. If Scherzer makes the pitch, he can get that ground ball, get himself out of this inning, which is why it's important to also keep Hamilton on first base. Don't allow him to steal.
Young represents the tying run. Swing and a miss.
Good slider. Really good slider with some really good depth. When Scherzer has this kind of depth with a slider, that means he's getting to the arm slot that he needs to be at on top of the baseball. Release point out in front.
Missed it inside. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Young has played in 7 All-Star games in his career as a Ranger. Only Pudge Rodriguez has played in more as a Texas Ranger. He has played in 10. Two and two. Ooh, he hit him. And got away from Scherzer, and that'll put 2 aboard now with only 1 out. Well, this game is available tonight in stunning high definition on Fox Sports Detroit HD. It is sponsored by Xfinity from Comcast.
91-mile-per-hour two-seam fastball got away from Scherzer and appeared to hit Michael Young on that left thigh.
So we'll see now if Texas can take advantage of this. They have the tying runs aboard here in the 4th. That is the 5th hit batter of the season for Max. Nelson Cruz cuts and misses.
That is usually a very dangerous pitch to Cruz. A hanging breaking ball. He doesn't miss him. I think the fact that it was on the very first pitch of this pitch sequence, that's why Max got away with that pitch. But he clobbers hanging breaking balls.
Oh, 2.
And there are not many right-handed hitters in the game today that have the same kind of power that Nelson Cruz has. He's got tremendous power.
23 home runs this year, which is the 5th highest total in the American League, but with men in scoring position of late, not all that good. Ron Washington's team hit .313 in the month of July as a club. 2-game lead over the Angels in the West. Way high. 1 ball and 2 strikes. Tigers facing the top 2 teams in the West on this homestand. They just completed that series with the Angels in which they split. The Rangers have 61 wins this year. Oakland at one point was in the race. No longer, though. And the 1-2. Bouncing ball left side. Base hit out of the reach of Bettemy. They're going to try and score the runner. Here comes Hamilton. And he is safe at home plate. RBI single for Nelson Cruz.
I told you that Cruz is a pretty good breaking ball hitter. He got himself a breaking ball there from Scherzer with 2 strikes. He didn't hit it in the air, but he hit it sharp enough to get it past Bettemy. And gambling at third base, Dave Anderson running on the strong arm of Brennan Bosch with Hamilton.
70th RBI of the year for Nelson Cruz. That cuts the lead to 2-1 and still only 1 out of the inning. Here is Mitch Moreland, who bounced out his first time up. And Scherzer could use a ground ball here. Rolled foul, 0-1. Moreland saw plenty of action in the second half of last year and also in the postseason. In fact, he started 13 of their 16 postseason games. The Rangers marched to the World Series last year before they were defeated by San Francisco. You see the postseason numbers, not bad. 348. 7 RBIs. Here's the 0-1. Rolled foul on that first base line. 0-2 on Mitch Moreland.
And Moreland getting a lot of playing time this year with Justin Smoke being traded to the Seattle Mariners at the trade deadline last year for Cliff Lee.
Rangers have gotten a run here on a single, a hit batter, and a base hit. Here's the 0-2. Just missed it. 1 ball, 2 strikes on Moreland.
Good location. Didn't miss by much.
One and 2. And a bouncing ball hit to the right side. Cabrera has it. He'll step on the bag for the out there. Runners advance. 2 gone. Rain's starting to get a little bit heavier now here at the ballpark. He's going to bring up Mike Napoli. Two runs, 7 hits for Detroit. The Rangers are run on 3 hits. Napoli hit the ball hard his first time up, lined out to third, 0 for 1. And there's the strike, 0-1. Swing, no balls, 2 strikes on Napoli. Napoli right now enjoying a 9-game hitting streak on the road.
Max reached up to get 98 on that last fastball to Napoli. He might as well throw him a couple of more, maybe a little bit higher, to see if he can get him to swing and miss again and get himself a strikeout.
Fly ball in the air to right field. Maglio on the move. And in foul ground, he gets there for the basket catch. Getting over. Damage held to a minimum, just 1 run. They're out, so are the Ponchos, trying to keep dry at the yard tonight. As they try and keep drive, we remind you it's a Fox Sports Detroit Prize Pack Tuesday, brought to you by Meyer. Text Meyer to 37338 to be eligible to win a fantastic prize pack that any baseball fan would love. Meyer, higher standards, lower prices. Might as well use a hot and ready to protect yourself.
That's a veteran move there.
Yes, it is. Well, the Tigers in a tight one here tonight, leading at 2-1 as Colby Lewis has just completed his tune-up tosses. Tiger fans not afraid of a little rain. We'll come on pretty good numbers here tonight. And the Tigers here in the fourth inning have Avila, Bedamit, and then Austin Jackson. Alex had a base on balls back in the second. Tigers got a run in the second, one in the third off Lewis. And Avila hits one high in the air, right field, hit well. Ball is carrying to the track, to the wall, and that ball is gone. It's a home run for Avila. He hit that to deep right center field. He got a hold of that one through the rain and into the seats.
It's a little fastball at the bottom of the strike zone, and most left-handers like the ball down. Avila went down to get it, engulfed it straight out of here.
Colby Lewis has now given up 27 home runs this year, and the rain really coming down now. Here's Wilson Bedamit.
And that was the first home run that Avila has hit since June 25th. So a pretty good homerless drought for Alex Avila.
Yeah, that was no cheating. That last home run was against the Diamondbacks.
That's where the big boys hit him. Happy birthday, Dad.
3-1 Detroit. Bedamit singled in a run back in the second. Pops one foul back out of play.
I guess Alex really didn't have to go out and get Dad a present if he hadn't already gotten him one, does he?
Might have had a safety present.
You think so?
Picked out just in case. That's just icing on the cake. And the 0-2. Driven down the right field line. Foul. 0-2 on Bedamit. Wilson came up with a clutch 2-out knock back in the second. They've got the Tigers their first run. Here's the 0-2. Outside, 1 ball, 2 strikes. Bedamit now has driven in 31 this year. Line to right field. That's a base hit. Bedamit is 2 for 2. So the Tigers have their 9th hit. 8 of them singles. And, of course, the home run by Avila. Here's Austin Jackson.
Austin has already struck out a couple of times in this game. Jim not afraid to sacrifice with Austin. Nobody out. Get a runner into scoring position.
Michael Young on the cut of the grass at third, and Casey's thinking about it. Runner goes. Bunted back to the mound. And he threw it away. Everybody is safe.
Somebody must have missed the sign there, because you had Bedamit taking off from first base, and then you had Jackson up there sacrificing, which he did. And then on top of that, Lewis fields the ball and lobs it to first base. And when you lob the ball, you don't ever practice this throw. You usually throw it away.
whole lot going on that play. Still nobody out. That one pulled Moreland off the bag. Sacrifice E1 on the play. Mike Maddox, the pitching coach, is out. Tigers got one in the second, one in the third, and now one here in the fourth, but they are looking for a whole lot more. Action in the bullpen for Texas. Tateyama starting to warm up. Ball one to Brendan Bosch. Single and a walk for Bosch tonight. Tigers have had base runners really in every inning, and they have tested Lewis in every inning, except that Lewis got a couple of double play balls early. Otherwise, the Tigers might have a much larger lead. Outside, 2 balls and no strikes. Ground ball, shortstop side. Andrews gets to it, throws to third, and they got him at third base. What a play by Andrews.
It's the only play that Elvis had. And all his momentum carrying him on the backhand play told him that he needed to go to third base to get the force out there of Benavides. The only play he had, if he tries to go back to second, he can't get Jackson there, and he can't throw Brendan Bosch out at first base.
Would have had an easy base hit if there was no one on second base.
Benavides clearly out at third base on the force. That'll bring up Ordonez now with 1 out.
Jackson now at second. Ordonez has singled and lined the left.
Maglio checks his swing, ball 1. Yep, switch it, strike 1 as John Tumpane goes up with the right hand.
Texas Rangers have a couple of pretty good arms in their outfield. In center field, Hamilton can throw, and Cruz in right field has a very strong arm as well, but it's wet, which means they might not be able to uncork a really good throw anyway because of the conditions here tonight at Comerica Park, if Maglio is able to hit a base hit in their direction.
One and one.
The Rangers as a team have 17 outfield assists.
In the air toward right field. Cruz on the move. Jackson tagging up. And Austin will get to third base. Maglio retired. 2 outs. Will set up Cabrera. One for 2 tonight for Miguel. Singled back in the third, setting up a run. Lewis has thrown 65 pitches as we play here in the 4th inning. As Cabrera stands in, we'll post the Fox Tracks live for you to see how Lewis is attacking Miguel Cabrera. Gabby with runners at first and third. Fouled straight back. Top of the strike zone, 0-1. .376 with men in scoring position for Cabrera. Oh, and 2. Just off the plate, 3 balls, 2 strikes on Miguel. Just thought he had that last one. Now Torrealba wants time.
Hey fans, 15-game ticket packages for the remainder of the season are on sale now for as little as $210. Purchase now and receive a complimentary deluxe overnight stay at the Motor City Casino Hotel. Restrictions do apply. Call 313-471-BALL or visit Tigers.com.
Martinez waiting on deck. 3-2 the count on Cabrera. Ground ball foul. That almost hit Jackson down the third base line. 3-2 the count stays on Miguel. Wind is really starting to pick up now. Been raining on and off all night here at the ballpark, mostly on. Popped him up left side of the infield. Andrews to end the inning. So the home run by Avila, the only run in the inning, will go to the 5th. It's now 3-1.
home run. Wayne, tell me a little bit about what was going through your mind as this ball was coming towards you. I know you had an umbrella up trying to protect yourself.
Well, I had the umbrella up protecting myself from the rain, but my main thing, when the ball, I see the ball coming, the gentleman over here, Jack, he was following. He was going to catch it, so I wasn't going to drop my umbrella. And all of a sudden, the ball hits the umbrella and breaks it.
Oh, I'm sorry, but Mark got the ball over here. You came over, you saw the ball come down. Tell me what you were doing when the ball was coming this way.
Well, at first I couldn't see it, but then right at the end I saw it hit his umbrella and then went rolling on the ground, and I dove for it and grabbed it.
And you know, it is actually Alex's dad's birthday. Pretty good birthday present to hit a home run.
Yeah, absolutely, absolutely. I'll be more than happy to give his dad the ball. I think that's pretty cool.
All right, Big Al, we've got the ball for you. Don't worry. Rod and Mario will send it back to you. And you know, you were saying it's been raining on and off.
Right.
More rain than not, if you can't tell with this hair tonight.
No, you look fine. Don't worry.
Back to you guys.
All right, thank you. There's nothing like an umbrella exploding on Exmo. That's about as good as it gets right there.
Pretty cool of that fan to offer the ball back to Alex's dad.
Sure is. That's a really nice gesture, actually. 2-1 on David Murphy, who leads it off. Avila's birthday tonight. His son Alex has homered.
It's been a nice 24 hours for Avila. Assistant General Manager David Dombrowski. His daughter Annalisa was the winner at the Dancing with the All-Stars last night. So it's been a really nice 24 hours in the Avila household.
Murphy, then Torrealba, and then Kinsler here in the fifth. Tigers lead 3-1. Tigers have scored in each of the last 3 innings. Murphy, the left fielder, is 0 for 1. He lined out his first time up. A lifetime .308 hitter in this ballpark. And the 3-2 pitch. We'll get back out of play. Tigers and Rangers have played 6 times this year. The Tigers have won 4 of those. In fact, they won 4 straight before losing the last game in Texas back on June 8th. Alexi Ogando got him. Yorvi Torrealba waiting on deck. Line drive, base hit, left center field. Wide turn. Murphy will head to second. Here comes a throw, not in time. It's a 2-base hit for David Murphy. Rangers have another hit, their 4th of the day.
Real nice piece of hitting by Murphy. Took the little 2-seam fastball away from him and shot it over the head of Peralta, and he was thinking 2 as soon as he left the batter's box. And with Jackson running as aggressively as he had to run into that left center field gap, Jackson really had no shot at throwing Murphy out.
First pitch is low to Torrealba. Rangers now have 4 hits. Yorvi batting just .207 this year with men in scoring position. He fly to center field his first time up.
Torrealba will be looking to hit something to the right side of the infield to see if he can get Murphy to at least third base. If he hits it too sharply at Cabrera, Cabrera will go to third base and try to get the force out.
1-1. Showed bunt, and Scherzer came up and in, backing him out of the box.
Excuse me, it would not be a force out at third base. The tag would have to be applied by Bedamit if Cabrera went there on a ground ball back to him.
But we have seen Miguel do that, throw across the diamond.
Yes, we have.
And he's not afraid to do it, and that's one of the things that makes him a good first baseman. Good, strong, accurate throwing arm. And the 2-1. Fouled away. 2-2 on Torrealba.
And you can see that Torrealba is really trying to get something in that direction and really upset with himself. He felt like that last pitch was one he should have been able to do his job with.
Scherzer came into this one tonight in search of another victory. It would be his 12th of the year. He came in at 11-6. Fouled away. Tiger pitching staff with Verlander with 15 wins, 11 for Scherzer, 11 for Porcello. Kinsler waiting on deck. Leadoff two-base hit by David Murphy in a 3-1 ball game. And he shoots one to right field on a line. That's a base hit. Maglio barehands it. Runner trying to score, and he will. It's an RBI single for your Torrealba.
What a great at bat by Torrealba. Every single swing that he took, he was trying to hit the ball in that direction, and he got rewarded with a base hit and an RBI. And Maglio almost overran that ball.
Meanwhile, Torrealba gets his 25th RBI, and once again it's a one-run game. And that'll bring up Ian Kinsler. Double by Murphy, single by Torrealba. They have 5 hits now. Kinsler is 0 for 2. And he recently went through a horrible stretch. In fact, on Saturday, Kinsler snapped an 0 for 21 skid.
His manager gave him the day off yesterday to relax a little bit, get away from it for a game.
The 1-0. 2 balls, no strikes.
Ian Kinsler is a dead pull hitter, and with a lot of pop for a leadoff man. Tiger shading him that way on the infield and in the outfield.
He had a rip on 2-0, and he fouled it straight back. 2-1 on Kinsler. Ian is the all-time leader in Texas Rangers history for RBIs from a second baseman, RBIs and home runs, as a matter of fact, from a second baseman. 16 homers this year. He's also stolen 19. He fouls another one away. 2 balls, 2 strikes on Kinsler.
You would think that this Texas Rangers team, with some of the power hitters that they have and big swingers, they would strike out a lot, but they have struck out the fewest amount of times in the American League as a team.
Yeah, they've got Hamilton, they've got Cruz,
Beltray when playing. This guy Kinsler.
Good block by Avila, holding the runner at first base. So now it's 3-2.
And that total coming into play today of amount of times they have struck out, fewest in the majors, not just the American League.
Runner going on 3-2, and he walked him. Well, the Rangers have 2 aboard with nobody out. The first 3 have reached in the 5th inning. First walk for Scherzer. He's also had a hit batter, and here comes Jeff Jones with trouble brewing here in the fifth.
Jeff Jones will be talking about a couple of different things here as he visits with Scherzer and the infield, because all the infield is around the mound as well. Andrews has 13 sacrifice bunts this year, and this is most definitely a bunting situation. And the one message that gets sent by the manager, Jim Leland, in these types of situations, when you think the opposing player is bunting, just get an out. Make sure you get the one out. If they're trying to give you one, take it.
Dwayne Below warming up in the Detroit bullpen. The 13 sacrifices for Andrews is tied for the major league lead. Benavides on the grass at third, likewise Cabrera at first base. And he lets it go by for ball one.
And when there's a runner on first and second and nobody out, what you try to do as the hitter is you try to bunt the ball down toward third base. Like you would like for Benavides, the third baseman, to come and field it, which would open up the path for the base runner to get to second base.
Tigers have 9 hits in this game, yet they've only been able to score 3 runs, and their lead is just 1 right now, but the Rangers are threatening. A run in, 2 on, nobody out. In the heart of the lineup coming up. Look out, he bends out of the way as again he shows bunt, and the count goes to 2-0. Now Pauly has joined Below in the Detroit bullpen, the newcomer David Pauly. His former teammate in Seattle, Doug Fisker, will pitch in the ballgame tomorrow night against Matt Harrison in game 2. Here's the other new Tiger. And the ball is popped up and caught by Benavides. What a break there for the Tigers. Andrews unable to lay it down.
And that is unlike Elvis, because he has been very efficient at getting bunts down when asked to do so. Trying to go down toward third base, he drops the barrel of the bat. Usually when you drop the barrel of the bat, it causes a pop-up and not a good bunt.
So that'll bring up Hamilton now with runners at first and second and 1 away. Hamilton tonight with an infield single, 1 for 2. He fouls that one back out of play, 0-1. Here's that AT&T trivia question again tonight. We're talking about Hamilton and Cabrera finishing 1 and 2 last year in the MVP in the American League. Who finished third? And your answer is Robinson Cano with 29 home runs last year.
Don't you know?
Here's the 0-1. A little bit outside. 1 ball, 1 strike on Hamilton. .278 this year with men in scoring position.
He hit .361 last year with runners in scoring position, which was the best in the American League.
In the air to shallow left field, charging is Bosch, and there are 2 gone. So Scherzer slowly pitching his way out of this jam.
He's got 1 more big out to get, and he may be the toughest out to get in their lineup.
Young was hit by a pitch back in the 4th inning. Also struck out in the 1st. Scherzer gave up the leadoff double and the single to Torrealba to score the run. A walk, but now 2 outs. Young takes outside. And Scherzer's had to navigate through some pretty good hitters. Hamilton, Young, Cruz would be next. But the key right now is Andrus' inability to drop down that bunt. Here's the 1-0. Checked it, went around. 1 ball, 1 strike on Young.
Hey fans, when the game ends, our coverage continues with Tigers Live as we bring you all the highlights, reaction, and analysis. Tigers Live from the Call Sam Studios and here at the ballpark immediately after the game on Fox Sports Detroit.
One ball, 2 strikes on Michael Young. 3-2 ball game. Tigers in the lead. Two and 2. 95 from Scherzer that time. Max now has reached 82 pitches here in the 5th.
He struck Michael Young out Michael's first time up today with a heater at 97 miles an hour. It was up in the zone. Young chased it.
The chopper hit slowly towards short. Peralta. That'll end the inning. Scherzer gives up a run but pitches out of a jam, and you're watching Tigers baseball tonight, presented by Bell Tire.
Fifteenth through 17th, all 3 games begin at 7:05. For tickets, call 866-66-TIGER or visit tigers.com.
It's been a warm, humid night here at the ballpark, and some rain as well. It's been raining mostly since the start of this game here tonight. We're delayed by a few minutes. Got this one going at 7:15, and right now it's a 3-2 ball game. Tigers holding on to a 1-run lead against Colby Lewis. And for Detroit here in the 5th inning, it'll be Victor Martinez, Johnny Peralta, and Carlos Guillen. 2 for 2 for Martinez. Couple of singles, an RBI, and a run scored. Victor knocked in a run back in the 3rd, and Lewis starts him off with a strike. Colby pitched for the Tigers back in 2006. He spent most of that season at AAA Toledo in the Tigers system, and then came up and pitched just a couple of games in Detroit. The Tigers were on their way to a World Series appearance. 0-2 on Victor. I mentioned it's been a long road for Lewis to get back to Texas, originally drafted by the Rangers in '99. Tigers claimed him off waivers. He's gone to Oakland, Japan, and now back to Texas.
Bold move by their general manager, John Daniels, last offseason, bringing Colby Lewis back from Japan and giving him a 2-year contract.
It's worked out. Last year he threw over 200 innings. 1 ball, 2 strikes on Victor.
It used to be a time when you were an American-born player and you went to Japan, you didn't get the opportunity to come back and play over here.
That was it, huh?
Cecil Fielder kind of changed that a little bit when he came back and played for the Tigers after leaving Japan. And there's been a few since then. But by and large, when you went to Japan, that was pretty much it for you.
2 balls, 2 strikes on Martinez.
We see more pitchers come back now from Japan than we do the position players.
Martinez, then Peralta, then Guillen here in the 5th. Here's the 2-2. Ground ball to 3rd. Off the glove of Young. He can't find it. And Martinez is safe. Hit it right at him sharply. Leadoff man is on.
That will probably go as an error.
And it is indeed E5. Rangers have 3 errors tonight.
Michael Young made 19 errors at third base last year, and that's one of the reasons why they brought in Adrian Beltre to shore up that position for the Rangers.
Runner going, little looper hit over the glove of the second baseman Kinsler. Martinez will get the 3rd, and the Tigers have him at the corners.
Jim Leland has put a few runners in motion here today because the Tigers have hit into already a couple of double plays. But take a look at the location of where this pitch was, and somehow Peralta able to make contact with it and get a base hit and get the runner from 1st to 3rd. Now, that is a pretty piece of hitting there by Peralta.
Second hit of the night for Johnny, the 10th overall for Detroit. And now Carlos Guillen. Waving a miss. 0-1 on Guillen. Strike call. When the Tigers faced Lewis back in June in Texas, they put up 18 hits that night. 10 of them came against Colby, and they have 10 more here tonight. Scherzer won the game that evening. Lewis Lewis gave up 9 runs. The 0-2. Popped up foul, back out of play. 0-2, the count stays on Guillen. Tigers tonight have been 2 out of 10 with runners in scoring position. Texas 2 out of 7. Two and 2 on Guillen. He was now 83 pitches. We're only in the 5th inning. He has yet to have a 1-2-3 frame against the Tigers, even though he got a couple of early double play balls. It has been a struggle for him to get through this lineup, yet he's given up to this point 3 runs. The 2-2 outside. Now he's gone full on Guillen, 3 and 2.
Decision time for Jim Leland with nobody out. Does he dare allow Peralta to take off from first base on the 3-2 pitch from Lewis? That might have been your answer.
Him and the bases are loaded. Error, single, and a walk. Third walk of the game for Colby Lewis. Now here comes Avila with the bases loaded. He homered in his last at bat. Alex also has a walk tonight. And here comes Ron Washington. Looks like Lewis is coming out of this game.
And judging by that slow stroll by Ron Washington.
He signals to the bullpen. And so Colby Lewis is done for the evening here. And it's a wall side windows pitching change as they go to the pen. We step aside in a 3-2 game.
debut on Saturday afternoon. It was a nationally televised game. He had 6 strikeouts in that game and showed a lot of poise for a young man just 20 years old. He had a good fastball. He had good breaking ball. And boy, did he show a lot of confidence on the mound for a kid that young.
Future looks bright for Jacob Turner, who, despite losing to the Angels, pitched well.
He might be inserted into the Tigers' rotation as soon as next year.
Yoshinori Tadayama is on now for Texas.
Inherited runners. He's been pretty good at stranding those guys. Only 2 of 18 have scored while Tadayama has been on the mound, and he inherits 3 more here. Very difficult situation for him.
Nobody out. Tigers have him loaded. Avila coming up in a 3-2 ball game. And the first pitch is in for a strike. Martinez reached on an error. Peralta singled and Guillen walked, signaling the end for Colby Lewis. He's going to hope that Tadayama can slam the door somehow.
Avila's done nice work in these situations all year long. A runner on third, less than 2 outs. He'll flip that fly ball deep enough to left field to score that run on most occasions.
Way outside, 1 ball, 1 strike.
And it looks like the natural movement Tadayama is featuring with his 2-seam fastball is going to give Avila a pitch with, if that's his game plan.
Tadayama pitching in Japan up until this season, his first year in the States. And the 1-1. Line drive, left center field, base hit. That'll get 2 runs in. A 2-run single for Alex Avila, and the Tigers have added to their lead, 5-2.
If you're an unselfish player in this game, you usually get rewarded. And Alex is unselfish. Really wasn't trying to get a hit, simply trying to hit a fly ball to left field, but he got a base hit and he drove in 2. A very good unselfish at bat by the young catcher.
The 3 RBI game now for Avila. Score Martinez, score Peralta. 50 RBIs for Alex. Tigers now lead by 3. Still nobody out in this inning. Those 2 runs are charged to Lewis. And the runner at third base still his property. Betemit has a couple of hits and an RBI. Ball 1 from Tadayama. Tadayama, a veteran of 12 seasons over in Japan. The Sales went outside. 2 balls, no strikes on Betemit.
69 miles an hour. Well, that's under the speed limit.
Tigers now, by the way, have 11 hits in this game. Foul back out of play. 2-1. Wilson. Tigers have scored in every inning in this game except the first. They had 1 in the second, third, and fourth innings, and now 2 here. But then who knows, maybe more. Still nobody out. Three and 1 on Betemit. Jackson waiting on deck. Tadayama signed a 1-year deal with 2 club options with Texas as a free agent last November. 3-1 pitch. Swing and a miss. 3-2 on Wilson. Avila's 2-run single has made it a 5-2 game. Swing and a miss. Pettimete is out of there. The first time they've retired him tonight. First strikeout for Tateyama. We'll bring up the top of the order now, Austin Jackson.
Wise decision there on the 3-2 pitch, which struck out Pettimete. Jim Leland, he held Avila at first base, which meant there was no double play.
Wave and a miss. Austin has struck out twice in this game. He is also sacrificed. Tigers with 11 hits now have gone double digit in hits for 9 times in their last 14 games. They've out hit the Rangers tonight 11-5. The 0-1. Bouncing ball to short. Andrews flips to second one. Relay to first. He's in time. They got it. Really? Nipped him at the wire down at first base. So the Tigers settle for 2. 5 innings in the books. If they're playing the White Sox, Tigers lead it here 5-2 over Texas. As we go to the 6th inning, Max Scherzer back to the hill. And Scherzer facing Nelson Cruz, Mitch Moreland, Mike Napoli. This is the biggest lead of the night for the Tigers, a 3-run spread. Cruz had an RBI single back in the 4th. Tigers tonight have 11 hits, but they've also hit into 3 double plays in this game. One ball and 1 strike on Cruz. Nelson A little pop-up back a second. And Carlos runs it down, one gone.
Meanwhile, Max has done some nice work today. The Texas Rangers come into play tonight with one of the best batting averages in all of baseball, and their other numbers are outstanding as well. Doubles, home runs. They drive in lots of runs, but Max, his control has been pretty good. He walked 4 his last time out, and that's the one thing he wanted to stay away from tonight. Didn't want to walk anybody. So far, control's been good.
He has walked 1 and hit 1. As Moreland steps in. 0 for 2, couple of ground balls for Mitch Moreland. Another ground ball, this one to short. On the backhand, Peralta. Tough play. He's out at first base. Ooh, what a play by Johnny. What a play. Here comes Ron Washington to argue.
Nice backhand here by Peralta, who takes about 4 or 5 steps to his right. He knows that he's going to have to get rid of the ball in a hurry. He does that, and he's accurate with his throw. And Cabrera may have cheated a little bit coming off the bag, but they still got the call from John Tumpang.
It was close. 2 up, 2 down. Moreland now 0 for 3. Here's Napoli. Waving to miss, 0-1. Scherzer gave up 1 in the 4th, 1 in the 5th.
And Napoli swinging the bat so well right now that he is the designated hitter. And usually managers don't like to start the other catcher in games in case there's an injury or something. Jim Leland does it pretty much on a nightly basis with a couple of guys that he has in Avila and Martinez, but usually with just a couple of catchers on your roster, you don't usually DH one of them.
There's the ball down low, 1 ball, 2 strikes.
Did you see the hit that Matt Trainer took a couple of days ago?
I did. Knocked him out, didn't it?
They did. Took that from Moreland, their first baseman, I believe.
Here's the 1-2. Bouncing ball back up the middle. It's going to find a hole into center field. 2-out single from Napoli. Another hit for Texas tonight.
We don't usually see Napoli taking base hits up the middle. He's usually hitting the ball in the seats or striking out.
Keeps the inning going for Murphy. 6 hits on the board now for Texas. Murphy had 1 of those, a double, and then scored a run back in the 5th. Adding 259. Scherzer loops one outside, 1-0. Murphy's had 4 multi-hit games in his last 8. 1 for 2 here tonight.
Ron Washington does have a third catcher on his roster, Taylor Teagarden, which allows him to use Napoli and not worry about what concerns Jim on some nights. That catcher getting injured.
Scherzer has been as high as 9. The outer edge, 2-1 on David Murphy. The newest Tiger, Doug Fisker, goes tomorrow night. There's the other new Tiger, David Pauly, warming up along with Phil Koch. Fisker and Harrison tomorrow evening. Penny and Ogando on Thursday.
In case you haven't heard the news, David Percy was designated for assignment today.
3-1 pitch.
3-2.
Percy just, I guess, could not throw strikes.
Confidence. He lost it quick. First couple of outings in the Tigers uniform, he was pretty good.
Three and two. Runner going, and it's fouled back out of play. There's that move officially. Percy designated for assignment. 19 games with the Tigers, a 7.23 ERA. You see the base on balls were high.
That was the issue. 20 walks in 18 2/3.
Popped him up, left side of the infield. Benametes, and he'll make the play. Inning over. No runs and a hit, one left. Scherzer looking good tonight.
A single to left field in the third inning, and Brennan Bosch was on second base, and he was able to score with an outstanding slide, eluding the tag of Jorvit Torbialba. Coors Light Freeze Cam, always brought to you by your Frost Brewed Coors Light.
And so we head to the bottom of the sixth inning. Max Scherzer has given up 2 runs on 6 hits in this one.
And Max lobbying to stay in.
99 pitches in. Well, we'll see if the skipper decides.
He's begging right now.
Yeah, he is.
He's chasing the skipper.
Let's see if the Tigers can tack on now as we go to the bottom of the sixth. It'll be Brennan Bosch to lead it off. Bosch and then Ordonez and Cabrera. Facing Tadayama, who came on and got a double play ball in the fifth. Not before he gave up a 2-run single, though, to Avila.
It looked like one of those conversations when they just continue to ask and they continue to chase you all around the house.
Upstairs, downstairs.
Yeah.
The 1-0 pitch. Sails outside. 2-0 on Bosch.
But come on, Dad. Everybody else is doing it.
That ever work with you?
No, not that one. I tried that one myself.
So you knew.
I knew about that.
What was behind that query? Here's the 2-0 pitch. Bouncing ball back up the middle. How about Bosch?
I see you, Brennan.
On base again. Got a couple of singles and a walk tonight.
Little two-seam fastball tailing away from Brennan Bosch, and that's exactly what you're supposed to do if you're a left-handed batter with that kind of pitch. If you get out in front of it and you try to do too much with it, you're going to hit the ball right at the second baseman.
Ordonez had a single his first at bat, 1 for 3. Tigers have gotten the leadoff man on in each of the last 5 innings. And the previous 4 have scored, so it's been a nice little pattern for the Tigers. 12 more hits in this game tonight, 10 of those against Colby Lewis. Which means the Tigers in 2 starts against Lewis this year have put up 20 hits. 10 the last time, 10 this time. Jim Leyland is anything but comfortable right now, even though his team leads by 3. We're in the 6th inning. Two and 2 on Maglio. Way outside, 3 balls, 2 strikes.
Jim can send Brennan Bosch from first base if he chooses to do so. Maglio doesn't strike out all that much. And on top of that, Brennan has the ability to steal the base if he gets himself a good enough jump.
Runner goes and is popped up foul back out of play. Cabrera will be next.
If that base is open, Cabrera might and may as well just trot on down to first.
And the 3-2 with the runner going, swing and a miss. Throw down to second is high, and a stolen base for Bosch.
Looked like Torrealba kind of aimed that ball down towards second base, and because of that, it was a bad throw to the second base side of the bag, and Kinsler could not get up and catch it and then get back down to tag Brennan Bosch. Now we'll see if they put Cabrera on with the open base.
Second strikeout of the game for Tateyama. Bosch has his 5th steal. And they're going to pitch to.
Job there by Bosch. Even though he knows in that situation he doesn't have to get a good jump, because really what Jim was banking on was that Ordonez wasn't going to strike out, and he got a good enough jump to steal the base.
He Again, we're showing our Fox Tracks live here to see how Tateyama goes against Cabrera.
You saw the jump by Brennan. Took a couple of steps. He knew that the ball was not made contact with. Therefore, he knew he had to really bust it to steal the base successfully.
See, Tigers 14th at bat with a man in scoring position tonight. They're 3 for 13 right now. 1 ball, 1 strike. Going back to the corner, up against the line, and foul ground makes the catch. Cabrera's out, 2 gone. And Bosch holds on at second base. Gonna bring up Victor Martinez. More action in the bullpen for Texas. The veteran Darren Oliver is heating up. Tateyama came on in the 5th inning, gave up a 2-run single to Avila, and then got the next 3 outs. Trying to pitch a scoreless 6th, keep this a 3-run game. Now it looks like Martinez will be walked. So they didn't give Cabrera the intentional pass, but they'll give it to Martinez. Put runners at first and second, and they'll take their chances with Johnny Peralta. He's had a couple of hits today.
And Ron Washington believes that this is the best opportunity for his team to get out of this by walking Vmart to get to the right-handed Peralta. And having a conversation with his pitching coach, Mike Maddox.
So 4 wide ones, intentional walk for Victor Martinez. We'll bring Peralta to the plate to try and do some more damage.
His numbers this year with runners in scoring position are awfully gaudy as well. It's like pick your poison with Cabrera and Victor and Peralta this year.
It's the 4th time Victor has been walked intentionally this season. Tigers have 31 of those intentional walks. There's a strike called on Peralta.
And Peralta's number is even a little bit better. And with 2 outs and runners in scoring position, he's hitting .383.
Tigers 3 out of 14 with men in scoring position. Texas had half the opportunities the Tigers have. Ooh, look out. Back goes the flying. Right into the hands of that young man. 0-2 on Peralta.
When you get fooled as badly as he was fooled on that breaking ball, sometimes you're better off just letting the bat go.
Swing and a miss. Peralta is out, and so are the Tigers. No runs. They get a hit and an intentional walk.
in the trade. And I had a chance to talk with him in the clubhouse earlier today. He said he actually found out he was traded on TV. So him and his wife had a little chat about it. They're actually pretty excited. Both of them are from the west side of the state, from a small town called Sawyer. And actually, David has a connection to the team already. His wife went to college at Lake Michigan College with Dwayne Below. So a small world here. And I actually had a chance to talk with Pfister as well. He said he's so glad that David Pauly got traded with him. The two of them are already friends, and it's going to make the transition a little bit easier for both of them. Radamari, I'll send it back to you.
Shannon, thank you very much. Well, welcome home, Mr. David Pauly. Here are his numbers, season numbers with Seattle.
Yeah, it's always easier if you get traded with one of your teammates to the new team that you're going to. That way you are assured that you're going to know somebody when you get there. Really good numbers with Seattle this year. 39 games, 5 wins, 4 losses. But the earned run average outstanding at 2.15.
So the Tigers on top 5-2. Don Kelly will take over. He'll play right field for Maglio. And Pauly is about to throw his first pitch as a Tiger, and it's a strike.
So the Tigers pretty much did everything that they felt like they needed to do to finish off what they started at the beginning of the season, and that's get to the postseason. Now they added Wilson Betemeat a few weeks ago, and now it's Pauly and Pfister added to the 25-man roster. Kind of sad to see Furbush and Casper Wells leave the organization, but to get quality players, you got to give up quality people.
1 ball, 1 strike, and it's lined over the head of the shortstop. This one's going to go all the way to the warning track before Jackson picks it up, and it'll be a 2-base hit for your Torrealba. He's 2 for 3 tonight.
This ball was absolutely smashed. It's not often you see the shortstop jump for a ball and barely miss it, and the ball almost get to the wall in the outfield. And that's how hard that ball was hit. And you're talking about grass that's wet. That was smashed.
Seventh hit of the game now for Texas. Here's Ian Kinsler.
Do you know whether Furbush went to the big leagues or not?
I do not. I know Wells has already played.
Yep, I saw him last night.
I think I'm going to say yes. We'd have to double check on that. Meanwhile, Albuquerque was warming up for the Tigers in their bullpen. That's good news because he has been so dominant out of the bullpen, and he had been out with some soreness. And there's Al right now warming up along with Phil Koch.
Mike Rojas, new bullpen coach, down there watching both players get heated up and get ready.
2-1 on Kinsler. Kinsler had a walk in the 5th.
Being told that Furbush is in the big leagues as well.
There you go. Fouled away, 2-2.
It's a good opportunity for both guys, because Casper pretty much was the odd man out as far as the outfielders concerned in the big leagues this year. And Furbush, it didn't look like he was going to get a chance to do what he wanted to do in this organization. That's be a major league starter.
It's probably a pretty good fit for Casper. Has some power in a lineup that needs some power, and he's a terrific outfielder in that spacious ballpark out there in Seattle.
Opportunity is all that he needs.
Three and 2 on Ian Kinsler. And that's hit sharply right at Peralta. Great play. Throws and gets it.
Look out, Johnny.
It's the second outstanding play that Peralta's made tonight.
What a pick. Absolutely drilled by Kinsler. One hop, wicket hop, picked and threw from the right knee and threw accurately to get the out.
Johnny turns in another fine defensive play here tonight. We'll put the runner at third, but one out. Now Elvis Andrus. It was his inability to lay down a bunt back in the fifth inning which hurt the Rangers.
Hey, one more look at the nifty play by Peralta. A couple of steps and a dive. Picked cleanly and thrown accurately to get the out.
To center field, Jackson is there, measuring it. Runner tags, and they're going to hold him.
Too bad he didn't continue to go. Jackson rushed his throw and threw it right into the dirt.
Here comes Jim Leyland, and he's going to go right back in the bullpen. With Hamilton coming up, they've had Phil Koch warming up. And so Paulie in his Tigers debut goes 2/3. He will leave with a man at third base. And here comes Phil Koch to face Josh Hamilton. We'll be back.
Made off the bat of Ian Kinsler. You can see where he's positioned. He's already shaded up the middle. And he gets over and takes a couple of steps and picks it cleanly, which is what Peralta's pretty much done all year.
Well, you can follow the Tigers with the MLB.com at-bat 11 app for your iPhone, iPad, Android, or BlackBerry. Get live audio, pitch-by-pitch tracking, video highlights, and more. Text at bat to 31826 or visit Tigers.com for more details. Phil Koch is on now.
26th game now that Phil has been in this year for the Tigers, and he comes in with a 4.85 earned run average, and Phil will be the first one to tell you that he feels like his best pitching is ahead of him, and that's a good thing.
He's facing Josh Hamilton here with 2 outs and a runner at third base. We're in the 7th inning.
I think with the addition of Paulie in the bullpen, now you have also Albuquerque. It allows Jim to use Phil Koch just the way that he wants to, and that's against tough left-handers.
Looks like he's going to get him here. Guillen throws him out. Koch gets the job done. Hamilton is out. So are the Rangers. Stretch time. By Pepsi Max. Go to 2012springbaseball.com for a chance to win a trip for you and 9 friends. Back here in the Motor City, nighttime in downtown Detroit. We have skirted the rain, which is really good, at least the major rain. It's been kind of raining throughout most of the night, but Tigers through the raindrops have posted a 5-2 lead. And David Pauly made his Tigers debut, getting a couple of outs. Phil Koch got the final out, getting Josh Hamilton. We have a new pitcher on now for the Texas Rangers. Darren Oliver is going to take over as we go to the bottom of the 7th here at the ballpark.
41st game now that Oliver has been in. He has lost 5 games this year, but the earner on average is respectable. Well, better than respectable at 2.23, 31 strikeouts and 36 1/3 and only 8 walks. And they've got a bullpen full of guys that are strike throwers. And if you're a manager, what a luxury to have. If you go to that bullpen and bring somebody in, you know they're not going to be giving up a lot of free passes.
Darren Oliver is 40 years old. He's still going strong here in the big leagues. 0-2 on Carlos Guillen. Five runs, 12 hits for Detroit. 2 runs, 7 hits for the Rangers. Carlos takes outside, 1-2.
The Rangers kind of pride themselves on their pitchers pitching complete games and guys not looking over their shoulders and, you know, guys pitching as deep as they possibly can in the game. But Ron Washington admitted that with the new additions to their bullpen, he can watch some of his starters a lot closer.
Strike called on the outer edge. Got him looking. Well, I guess the one thing to consider is that they went a lot farther last year than they normally do in seasons because they pitched all the way through the World Series. So that's some added innings for their starters.
That's right. They came into play today having thrown 690 innings. Their starting staff, which ranked 3rd in the American League behind Seattle and Oakland. Imagine that.
Huh. Well, here's Avila. Tigers tonight have left 10 men on base. As Avila sends one foul back out of play. Big night for Alex Homer in a 2-run single. He's been on base 3 times tonight.
Ask and you shall receive. Here's the big fly in the 4th. Through the rain.
Off the umbrella. 1 ball, 1 strike. Avila's home run was his 11th of the year and his first since June the 25th. Waving a miss. 1-2. Oliver rejoined the Rangers last year after starting his career in Texas. Spent 3 seasons pitching out of the Angels bullpen. It was really good those 3 years. He's also pitched for the Mets in Houston and Florida, Colorado, Boston. 3-2. Benjamin waiting on deck. Swing and a miss. Avila goes down, and Oliver has come out of the pen and fanned a couple. Here's Wilson Benjamin. A couple of hits tonight for Wilson, and an RBI. Fly ball. Right field. Nelson Cruz. First time the Rangers have gone in order tonight. There's our Comerica game summary tonight. The Tigers on top of Texas 5-2. Alex Avila, his first home run since June the 25th, a span of 26 games, and it was a biggie for Detroit. Colby Lewis this season against the Tigers, 20 hits in a couple of starts, and the Rangers lead the majors with 121 double plays turned. They have spun 3 more in this game tonight, and Joaquin Benoit will be taking over now for the Tigers.
Benoit kind of turned his season around the last time the Texas Rangers were here. I know he got 1 hold in 1 game, and then he got a save in another game. Valverde was not available. And since that day, those 2 days, he has pretty much turned his whole season around.
Well, he's going to face Young, Cruz, and Moreland here in the 8th. The Tigers up 5-2. And Benoit delivers a strike to Michael Young. So much, I think, was expected out of Benoit when you looked at his numbers from last year, and really kind of impossible to duplicate those numbers. But the turnaround really has benefited the Tigers' pen. It's certainly solidified the 8th inning.
No question about that.
The 0-1. 1 ball, 1 strike. Swing and a miss. 1-2. Well, there you have it. He has improved that much. Here are his ERAs by month. He was in the 6s in April. In the month of July, he had an ERA of 1.17.
Yeah, he looked lost in April.
Two and 2. Shot to center field. Jackson on the run.
He gets such great jumps in the outfield. I mean, balls that leave hitters' bats, you think they're going to be singles, and he runs them down, and not at the shoe tops, but he catches the balls up around his chest.
Here's Nelson Cruz. Tigers tonight started with Scherzer. Paulie came on in the 7th. So did Koch, and now Benoit here in the 8th. Nelson Cruz 1 for 3. Singled, scored a run back in the 4th inning. Driven deep to left field, way back. That ball is up and it is way gone. It clears the bullpen out in left field, and a solo home run by Nelson Cruz.
The scouting report on Nelson Cruz is to not hang him any breaking balls. There's no doubt that Benoit is not trying to hang this slider, but at 86 miles an hour, he didn't get it where he wanted to get it, and that ball was absolutely scorched by Cruz. I mean, scorched. That slide piece was just spinning.
You were talking in the first inning about how this guy just pounds breaking balls that hand.
Yes, he does.
There's your latest example, 400 feet worth. And now it's 5-3, 2-run game. At least it was a solo shot. Moreland the batter. Outside, 2-0. Texas came into this game 3rd in the American League in homers, 3rd in runs scored, and 3rd in steals. Now it's 3-0.
They have the one element the Tigers really don't have. Of course, the Tigers have speed in Jackson, but they have speed in 2 or 3 different players up and down their batting order.
And he lost him. On 4 straight pitches, a walk to Moreland. It's going to bring the tying run up. And Jeff Jones out of the dugout. Benoit got Young to line to center field, then the Cruz home run and the walk to Moreland.
Hitting home runs for Cruz against the Tigers, really nothing new. He played long ball a couple of times in that series in Texas against Tigers pitching. One of them went a long, long way. Whew.
Seven career home runs now against Tigers pitching. Here is Mike Napoli, the tying run at the plate. It's fouled back out of play, 0-1 on Napoli. 1 for 3 tonight for Mike, singled in his last at bat. He's hit 15 home runs this year. Valverde watching the action from the Detroit bullpen. Here's the 1-1. This will get away from Avila. Move the runner up. Wild pitch advances the runner to second. Moreland now in scoring position at second base. Swing and a miss. 2-2 on Napoli. Activity in the bullpen for the Rangers. Lowe and Adams. Adams just acquired. Benoit ready with a 2-2 pitch. And here it is. Napoli sends a high fly ball to right field and hit well. Kelly going back to the wall. It's going to carry out. And the Rangers have tied this game. Second home run in the inning for Texas, and it's a 5-5 game.
I think Benoit, he did what he wanted Napoli to do, and that was hit the ball to right field, but I don't think he felt like Napoli had enough strength to drive the ball out of the ballpark in that direction. But he did.
He does. That's his 16th home run of the year. And David Murphy stands in.
That is his 5th home run this year to right field.
After the first man was retired, a homer, a walk, and another homer. And Texas slugs its way back into a tie. And the Rangers dugout fired up.
We've seen a couple of balls hit in that direction today that usually don't get out. And the ball Avila hit apparently. It got up there in the hot, humid air and traveled out, and that ball by Napoli, when it left his bat, didn't appear that it would get out either.
Swing and a miss. David Murphy is out, 2 gone. First strikeout for Benoit. To bring up your Torrealba. He's had a nice night. 2 out of 3 double, single RBI. Ninth hit of the game for Texas is their biggest, a 2-run shot by Mike Napoli. Fly ball. Shallow right field. Don Kelly is under it. And that'll end the inning. It is a big inning for Texas. They tie it up with a pair of home runs.
here on Fox Sports Detroit.
Oh, we have an opportunity. We want to send along some well wishes to Mrs. Carol Pringle, who is a lifetime Detroit Tigers fan. She is very ill right now, and we know that Carol gets great joy from watching her favorite team, the Detroit Tigers. So, Carol, we're thinking about you here in the broadcast booth. Everybody associated with Fox Sports Detroit and the Tigers as well. So we hope you continue to watch. And as you do, Mike Adams is now the new pitcher for the Texas Rangers.
Now, he was just acquired from the San Diego Padres, setting up for Heath Bell out there, pitching in the 8th inning, and boy, was he doing a nice job. 23 holds, the earned run average a shade over 1 and only 9 walks. And so you know he's going to be around the plate. And this is about the time where Austin Jackson might be thinking about bunting for a hit.
Jackson tonight has hit into a double play. He's fanned a couple of times. He's also sacrificed.
All we heard was Bell's name associated with the Texas Rangers, but apparently they couldn't get Bell, but they could get Adams.
Adams arrived in town here at 4 o'clock today. In time to join his new teammates, and here he is wearing Texas colors.
They got a pitcher that's a lot younger than Bell, and they may have a closer for the future if they ever want to put Feliz into the rotation.
Jackson, Bosch, Kelly due up here in the 8th inning. 5-5 game. Jackson showing bunt, and it goes outside. 2-0. Three balls, no strikes on Austin. David Pauly made his Tigers debut after coming over in a deadline deal, and now Adams making his Rangers debut. Bosch waiting on deck. And he slings home a strike at 92 miles an hour.
Apparently the Texas Rangers felt like the only area where they really needed to shore up their club was in the bullpen.
Another strike, 3-2. Well, they had to do something with their bullpen because their numbers were inflated.
They have 4 starting pitchers that have already won at least 10 games, and the guy going tomorrow has 9 in Matt Harrison. They're the only team in the majors with 4 10-game winners.
High fly ball left field on the move. Murphy to the warning track. Jackson is out.
Apparently that bullpen had been taxed lately and really all season long.
Here's Bosch on base 4 times tonight. 2 singles, walk, and a fielder's choice. We'll get back out of play 0-1. 5 runs, 12 hits for Detroit. 5 runs, 9 hits for Texas. The Tigers have to be kicking themselves for the amount of men they have left on base in this game. And they've also hit into 3 double plays in this contest as well. Oh, 2 on Bosch. Rain starting to fall again now here at the ballpark. There is some heavier stuff on the doorstep, and it's beginning to fall here. It's been raining all night long, but now it's starting to pick up in intensity.
The grounds crew is ready, like they are going to have to put the tarp on this field tonight.
5-5 game here in the bottom of the 8th. And the 0-2. Another foul. Whistle back into the seats. There's a ground crew at the ready. Kelly waiting on deck. He took over for Ordonez earlier in the game. 0-2 on Bosch. 1 out, nobody on. Bottom of the 8th for Detroit. Adams, a native of Sinton, Texas, which is near Corpus Christi. Rain really coming now. Here's the 1-2. Swinging a drive to right field. Way back, and that ball is gone. We are tied no longer. That thing was a cannon shot. Bosch hits his 16th.
That is the most animated I've seen Brennan Bosch in the year plus he has worn a Tigers uniform. And if you're Adams, you got to be kicking yourself. The fact that you threw something up there and you allowed Brennan Bosch to pull the baseball. Every other pitch was away from him, but he made the one mistake, and Brennan Bosch made him pay for it.
Through the rain, into the seats. 6-5 Detroit. Well, what a night for Bosch. 2 singles, a homer, a walk. He scored a couple of runs. Kelly looks at a ball outside. 387 feet for Big Brennan
on the line.
Foul. 1-2 to count. Oliver came on in the 7th and got the Tigers 1-2. Adams, in his debut for Texas, has surrendered the long ball. Swing and a miss. And Kelly is out of there, 2 away. So Valverde again heating up in the Detroit bullpen. Here comes Cabrera. Bosch still breathing heavily. Had some of his bigger nights against Texas. Had that 5-hit, 5 RBI night in Texas earlier this year. 3 hits, an RBI, a steal, and a couple of runs scored tonight, and a walk. All their night's work. Two big home runs late in this game. The home run by Napoli tied it up, and now the home run by Bosch unties the game. There's a ball outside, 1-1 on Cabrera. To be fair, the Rangers had two big homers in that 8th. Cruz hit one as well. Strike called, 1-2 on Miguel. Dana DeMuth, third base umpire, and crew chief just standing in the rain right now, which continues to fall at a pretty good pace. Tiger ground crew is the grounds crew ready to roll out the tarp if they need to do it. And with the home run by Bosch, 3 outs away from getting a victory. Nice drill to center field and hit well. Hamilton going back off the center field wall. Cabrera has himself a double. 420 feet to dead center field.
Adams threw Cabrera a 1-1 breaking ball, and Cabrera swung right through it, actually fouled it straight back, and Avila was a little bit upset with himself, and he came back with the exact same pitch. Cabrera didn't miss that one. Hamilton playing very shallow in center field. All he could do was turn and run it down at the base of the wall.
Meanwhile, the playing surface here continues to get soggy. And home plate umpire Kerwin Danley asking for a towel so he can towel off home plate. And the brush is just not quite working now. So here comes Victor Martinez with an insurance run standing down at second base. It's a 14th hit of the game for the Tigers. Been a nice night for Victor, and he's going to be walking intentionally for the second time tonight.
With the way that Victor is swinging the bat this year, there's probably going to be a few more teams that start to give him this same type of treatment, especially when there's a base open, regardless of what Peralta has done this year.
32nd time this year a Tiger's been walked intentionally. That ties the Tigers with Boston for the most in the AL.
How about a Coors Light cold hard blast? We don't have to go back very far to get it. Just a couple of batters, as a matter of fact, and looked like a little change up away from Brennan Bosch that he absolutely drilled, and as soon as he hit it, he knew it was gone.
Now Johnny Peralta with 2 men on. And 2 men out. Ball 1. Nightmare of an inning for Adams. Gave up a homer, now the double, the intentional walk. He's thrown 28 pitches.
Making his major league debut with his new club.
Ground ball, foul. Adams coming into this one ranked 3rd in the major leagues in ERA for relievers, 1.13. Bosch has touched him up. Mark Lowe tuning up in their pen. Two and one on Peralta. Texas in the ninth has the top of their lineup up to face Valverde. Swing and a miss. 2-2 on Johnny.
It's a good pitch. 85-mile-per-hour breaking ball in a count where you know the hitter's up there looking for that piece of cheese. And Johnny was fooled and swung right over the top of that slider.
This ball is hit well. Cruz going back to the track and makes the catch right at the wall. And so that'll be it for the Tigers. They break the tie, though. Thanks to Brennan Bosch. Solo shot. 6-5 Detroit. Left field replacing Bosch. And the Tigers protecting a one-run lead, and they will call on their closer, Jose Valverde, to do just that.
He's been awesome in these situations this year. 28 of 28 in save opportunities for the big potato.
Well, he's going to have to deal with the top of the lineup for the Texas Rangers. 6 runs, 14 hits for Detroit. 5 runs, 9 hits, 3 errors for the Rangers. Kinsler, Andrews, and Hamilton in a one-run game. Of course, Valverde came on to save Verlander's game on Sunday. And as you like to say, Rod, we would prefer a stress-free inning.
Yep, no drama tonight. Papa Grande.
All right, here we go. Here's Kinsler.
It's hard to throw strikes, though. I mean, really consistent strikes in this kind of weather. I mean, regardless of how well they rub the baseballs up, it's very difficult. Let's hope Valverde doesn't have the same issues Adams had last half inning or Benoit the inning before that.
First pitch is hammered but foul. They got out in front of that one, hit it a long way.
I don't know if Valverde thought that Ian Kinsler may be up there taking one strike to get a runner on base or not, but he doesn't want to throw that one again.
Right on the corner, a strike right at the knees as well.
You cannot locate a fastball any better than that last one.
Thought about it. 95 miles an hour up at the letters. He didn't pull the trigger, though. Kinsler tonight a walk, otherwise 0 for 3. Just a bit outside. 2 balls, 2 strikes. And the 2-2. 28 saves for Valverde this year, 28 for Mariano Rivera. Those are the leaders, co-leaders in the American League in saves. Valverde an all-star again this year. Did not pitch in the game. Second appearance with the Tigers in an all-star game. Slap to right field. Kelly is on the run. He'll make the catch right in front of the wall.
Good jump in right field by Kelly. That ball had some serious backspin on it, but he took a real good route and made a nice grab for the first out of the inning.
Keeps the tying run off the bases. That'll bring up Elvis Andrus. One for 4 tonight for Andrus. Two balls, no strikes on the Texas shortstop.
Valverde continues to slip, it appears, after he throws the ball toward home plate. Trying to clean the spikes now.
No easy chore on a night like tonight where it's been raining for most of the game. It got heavy in the bottom of the 8th, and now it's lightened up a little bit, but still raining. Two 2-0 on Andrus. Bosch's home run, the difference right now, a solo shot off of Adams. That came in the bottom of the 8th to make it 6-5. The 14th Tigers hit of the night. Showing bunt, and it's a strike, 2-1. 29,067 the attendance tonight here at the ballpark. Here's the 2-1. Broken bat roller toward third. Benamed has it. 2 gone. 1 more out to get for Valverde. Won't be easy. Josh Hamilton.
Tom Brookins trying to back up all his outfielders. He's telling Jackson, he's telling Dirks, he's telling Kelly, back up. You see them all moving. Nothing hit over your heads in this situation.
Run for 4 tonight for Hamilton. That was an infield single. And he rolls one foul. Big tip of the cap to the fans that stuck around through the rain here tonight. As we mentioned, almost 30,000 of them this evening.
That's right.
They are soggy. They've had their umbrellas out. With their rain gear out. They're 1 out away from a Tigers win. Ground ball, first base side, off the glove of Cabrera. And Hamilton keeps it alive for Texas.
Cabrera, as he went down to field this ball on the backhand, it appeared to me that he was trying to pick the ball and already thinking about getting back to the bag himself. Where in reality, really what you want to do is pick it. And Papa Grande will be there for you, and then you could flip it to him. But he started to set his feet in a manner which told me that he was trying to pick that and get back to the bag, and comes up with an error.
Tigers have their first error of the game, E3, and so the tying run is on now, and it keeps everything alive here for Michael Young. Young is 0 for 3 tonight. Fouls one off, 0-1. Danny DeMuth saying something to Kerwin Danley. No pitch. DeMuth say he called time. Now here comes Leland wanting an explanation.
Saying something about Valverde and when he breaks his hands or something to do with Valverde's hands. Leland asked him, did you tell Valverde? And he said, yes, I told him.
So that was a no pitch, no count. They'll take the strike off the scoreboard. As Kerwin Danley signaling no pitch. So Michael Young stands in now. The tying run at first base. One ball to no strikes on Young. Young had a 9-game hitting streak coming into this one tonight. He's hitless. And the 1-0. Ground ball, left side of the infield. Peralta bobbles. Nice barehanded play. Thrown out in time. Picked that thing out of the air after he bobbled it. But Young beat it out.
It's a nice recovery here by Peralta. He gets over to the ball crawls up his arm. He's able to pick it out of the air and throw off balance with the hand, but Young, too much speed to get there. I mean, just rolled right up his arm.
Oh. Oh, my goodness. It looked like he was out from that angle, didn't it? Ball.
Sure did.
So here is Cruz now. Tying run at second base. That's Hamilton. And he fouls one straight back, 0-1. Awfully close.
Yep.
Oh, 1 on Cruz. It was his homer back in the 8th that started the comeback for Texas. They tied it with a 3-run 8th before Bosch put the Tigers ahead. And Papa Grande misses. 1 ball and 1 strike. High, 2-1. It's his 17th pitch thrown by Valverde. His final out has been hard to come by after a fly ball and a ground out started the inning. Hamilton reaching on an error. An infield hit for Young. Shallow left field. Here comes Dirk. Says I have it. And he does.
Great win tonight. Hard fought. Great win tonight.
29 consecutive saves for Valverde. Bosch, one of the heroes tonight. His home run broke the tie. And the Tigers beat first place Texas from the West. And a thrilling ball game here tonight. Tigers hold on to get the win, 6-5. We'll be back to Comerica Park. 1-run victory tonight for the Tigers.